Hey everybody, welcome back. It's week 3 of English 110, and this is going to be a little different week than you have had before, because instead of having a discussion board and a writing assignment, you're going to have a discussion board and a quiz or a test, or as Post likes to call it, a knowledge check, which makes it sound very nice. And it is, it's not hard, but something a little bit different. And if you are noticing my helper back there behind me, I apologize. His name is Hemsworth, and he has a bit of fear of missing out. So he is helping from behind the scenes tonight as I am recording this. But anyway, let's take a quick look at the course. Like I said, this week is going to be fairly straightforward. You do not have a writing assignment, so we don't have to worry about things like, MLA format, APA format and all that fun stuff. So it's a little bit more straightforward, I think, this week. But anyway, we're going to take a look at it. So in week 3, we are learning about thesis statements, plagiarism, and citing sources, all very important things. We actually already kind of started citing sources in last week's writing activity, but it's something you're going to be doing throughout your college career. Citing sources properly is probably the one of the most important things that you will learn in English 110, a skill that you will take and use hopefully in every other college course that you do, because properly citing sources is how we avoid accidental plagiarism. And of course, intentional plagiarism is a whole different ballgame. But when we are writing for college, we are expected to include some standardized things like a thesis statement. And so you're going to be learning about that this week. And we are expected to be able to cite our sources properly without plagiarizing. So this is an important one. While we're talking about that, I do want to mention something to the whole class. One of the big things that is prohibited at Post University is using your own work from a different class for a new class, or even for a second attempt at the same course. So if you have done anything for a previous course in terms of a writing assignment, you are not allowed to use it again at Post University. If there's a problem with plagiarism, whether it's intentional, unintentional, self-plagiarism, whatever, typically you are going to see that reflected almost immediately in your grade book with a super low grade, 0. Sometimes I will use a 5-point grade just to signal that you need to redo something. So please keep an eye out on that. That's one of the reasons I also put a big reminder about checking your email. It is vitally important that you do all the work in this course. And if there is something that has a problem that needs to be redone, it is important that you do it immediately and not 2 or 3 or 4 weeks down the road. So please check your grades regularly. And if you you submitted something, but you get a 0 on it, or a super low grade, please reach out to your instructor by email immediately. You need to use your post student email so that we can actually discuss it. You need to use my post email so we can discuss it. But I need to know that you have gotten the information. So, little PSA. So anyway, in the meantime, take a look at the overview here for yourself, and then you'll dig into the readings and resources. There are some readings on thesis statements. There's some additional readings on plagiarism. And in both cases, you do have activities to complete. So there's 3 activities. 1 is on thesis statements, and then 2 are more in the plagiarism vein. 1 specifically on plagiarism, but the other on citing evidence using paraphrasing, because we have quoted something and cited it, but we have not cited things that we have put into our own words. Those things have to be cited as well. So you'll learn about that this week. When you are done doing the readings and resources, of course, you'll come back and you're going to complete your discussion board. There is a discussion board. So you'll want to answer the questions in the original prompt by Wednesday night in order to get your full credit. And then you will have until Sunday to respond to at least 2 of your fellow classmates. This week we are talking about plagiarism. And so the prompt deals with somebody cheating off of you. So let's consider a scenario. You've been working for a fairly well-established investment firm for the last 4 months. You and a coworker were both assigned to write a report on the same startup business to determine if you should invest in it. Your coworker asked to see your report to verify some data, but then the next day you and your coworker hand in the same report. So you're going to write a full paragraph responding to that. Make sure it's at least 7 to 10 sentences and answer these particular questions. How would you feel in this situation? How would you deal with this type of situation in the workplace? And what actions should your boss take? Then you will take your first knowledge check. It's 10 questions long. There's always there are multiple choice, short answer. I mean, not short answer, multiple choice and true false. And you can take it more than once. So the highest score that you achieve will stand the test of time. But so you should probably start taking it fairly early this week. So if you do need to retake it, you certainly can. All right. So this one's a fairly short one for me because there's no writing assignment to discuss, but please do reach out if you have questions. I am happy to help, and we will reconvene next Monday if I don't talk to you between now and then. Everybody take care and happy week 3.